Advisor Shri Imatiwa, Industries and Commerce, Labor and Employment, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of Nagaland, Shri Kekuvor Kevichusa, Commissioner and Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Government of Nagaland, Shri K. Hokishi Asumi, Director, Industries and Commerce, Government of Nagaland, Shri L. Lanuwabang, Director, NLTV Kohima, Government of India, Media Fraternity, delegates and distinguished guests. On behalf of NLTV Kohima and the Reception Committee of Digital Intervention on Handloom and Handicraft Sector for Livelihood Enhancement of Artisans of Northeastern States, it is my proud privilege to extend a warm and cordial welcome to all of you who have responded to our invitation to this inaugural program. We are particularly grateful to our Honorable Advisor, Shri Imatiwa, for having agreed to inaugurate the session despite his multifarious engagement. Our pleasure is all the more great because our advisor is known for reaching out to the entrepreneurs and unemployed youths of Nagaland, and for which NLTV as an institution has been and can augment as a partner in this mission of skilling the unskilled. The willingness of our advisor to grace this occasion as a special guest shows his genuine concern towards enhancing the livelihood and employment opportunities for the artisans as well as the unemployed youth of the state. We are also extremely grateful to the Commissioner and Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Shri Kekuvor Kevichusa, IPOS, for his presence here with us. As a young, dynamic officer, his knowledge is valued by the Government of Nagaland, and acknowledging his valuable service, he is tirelessly rendering towards the development and improvement of livelihood of Nagas on various dimensions. As a nodal officer of Startup Nagaland, under the aegis of Startup India, many programs have been rolled out under him and is executing, which also includes setting up a 4 incubation center. Thank you, sir, for identifying the strength of NLTV and selecting as one of the incubation centers in Nagaland with the expertise in IT and enabled services in Nagaland. His humbleness has raised and lifted him to this extent, and we pray that this strength of yours will take you higher in your future endeavor. Also, as part of Startup Nagaland, later in today's event, we will also be distributing the prizes to the winners of Startup Nagaland competition, which was organized by NLTV Kohima in collaboration with the Department of Industries and Commerce under the theme Innovation Trigger, Think Big, Visualize and Realize, held from 14 August to 14 September 2021. With a big applause, we would also like to welcome the top 5 teams who are here with us anticipating for their victory. I would also like this moment to welcome all the officials of Industries and Commerce, Administrative, Directorate and Districts, and especially our Director, Shri K. Hokishi Asumi, who have graced this occasion with your valuable time and presence. It is a well-known fact that such a program would not have been possible if not for your active collaboration and officials from your department. Thank you once again. We will be having an interesting technical session after the conclusion of the first session of today's event. We are fortunate to have with us Shri P.S. Barbara, Textile Consultant, and Dr. Divyantu Datta, Associate Professor of National Institute of Fashion Technology, Calcutta, who we believe with their expertise will enlighten us with their knowledge during the technical session. We are indeed grateful for your presence and warmly welcome both of you. We cannot keep within ourselves the good news of such an important occasion. Today we have with us officials, journalists, and media personnel from the Department of Information and Public Relations, Eastern Mirror, and NLTV. We believe that your presence here today will help us reach out the news and information to different sections of the people not present here today. Your service will help them to avail the facilities and benefits that the government would want to provide through this project. Thank you to all the media personnel that are present here today. Last but not the least, I take this opportunity to welcome all the officials, delegates, and my colleagues who are, with your presence, has graced and warmed this occasion. Well, let's all sit back, relax, and hope that today's gathering will ignite ourselves and educate us with the knowledge to help work selflessly towards enhancing the livelihood of artisans. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you. Respected Honorable Advisor, Shri Nadiva, Industry and Commerce, Labor and Employment Skill Development, Entrepreneurship, Governor of Nagaland, Shri Kikribor Gibijusa, Commissioner and Secretary, Industry and Commerce, Governor of Nagaland, Shri Ki Hokishi Asumi, Director, Industry and Commerce, Dr. Dibindu Dada, Associate Professor in IFT, Shri B.S. Parpara, Textile Consultant, and all the officials from Department of Industry and from other organizations. Once again, I warmly welcome to all the people for this launching of this program. Indeed, it is a privilege and honor to have our Honorable Advisor and to accept our request to launch this program, Digital Intervention of Handloom and Handicraft Sector for Livelihood Enhancement of Artisans of any state. Before coming to the highlights of the project, taking the advantage of the dignitaries and officials present here, I would like to give a brief presentation about NILIT. National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology is under the Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. And our NILIT is a capacity building arm of the Ministry of Electronics, Government of India. NILIT has a vision and a mission to be the leader for imparting skilling and capacity in the field of electronics, information, communication technology. NILIT has a pan-India presence across the country. We have a 42 centers across the country, all of which 18 centers are located in the northeastern part of India. And we have an accredited institute of 722 and felicitation center for 9100 across the country. NILIT is an outcome of the announcement made by our late Honorable Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee when he visited Nagaland in the year 2013. He promised to give to the people of Nagaland as a gesture to establish an IT institution, and that is how the NILIT was established in the year 2004. We started operational starting from rented premises at Leary Colony starting from 2004 and shifted to the permanent campus here in 2010. NILIT, as I said, like other than the teaching, skilling and capacity building in the area of electronics and IT, communication technology, we also undertake various R&D projects, consultancy, software development, customized training for the government organization and implementing various government projects. Now, NILIT Kohima, we have a full-fledged campus with hostel for girls, boys, guest house, academic admin separate and staff quarters. in the acres of 15 acres of land. NLTV also have an exchange center in Juchumlang, which was recently inaugurated by the MOIs last week. That is a full-fledged campus has come up in Juchumlang under the Mokchung district of Nagaland. And we also have, under the collaboration with the Department of Tuta, we established a training center in the eastern part of the Nagaland. That is, for the backward districts of Nagaland, we set up the training centers where we have executed one program under the IT for Masters project. And we also have a study center at Nagaland University, Lumami. NLTV Kohima has been also declared as a center of excellence in IT by the government of Nagaland. As I mentioned, NLTV also undertook various R&D development projects, especially in the area of cybersecurity, cyber forensic, medical electronics. Cybersecurity, it is one of its kind in the state of Nagaland, where we are catering to the needs of the law enforcement agency for solving the cybercrime cases that is happening in our state. I'm glad to inform that recently the NLTV Kohima Cyber Forensic Lab has been notified as a regional center of resource center for the Northeast for carry out digital forensic investigation and training for the entire northeastern state under the support by the Ministry, Government of India. We also undertake R&D project in the medical electronics where we are tied with the Health and Family Welfare Department, and we imparted trainings to the paramedical staffs. At the same time, we also provide repairing and maintenance services to the various hospitals in the state. At the same time, we also undertake e-governance project where we are training the government officials across the state, and that was also one of its kind where we go to each and every district to impart the skilling and capacity building in the area of e-governance. We have a basket of courses starting from a degree courses to a different short-term courses starting from 2 months to the 3 years. Different courses we are offering in the field of electronics and IT. Now coming back to the project highlights, the project name, it's a digital intervention in the handloom and handicraft sector for livelihood enhancement of artisans of any state. It's a confluence of tradition with modernity. As we all know, that IT has become a part and parcel in our life. Be it a social, be it an individual life, be in an office, in every facet of our life, there's an immense applications of IT. And as NLTV is mandated to carry out capacity building and skilling in the area of IT and electronics, we feel that it is our also responsible to do something in the field of for the artisans to reach out the rural masses and to reach the unskilled part of the state. So when this project was conceptualized, we had a couple of series of meetings with the Industry and Commerce Department under the guidance of our commissioners and director here. And after a series of meetings, we proposed to our ministry that, and this is also under the visions of Northeast Vision 2022, which was unveiled in the year 2006 by the Government of India, where this is also one of the mentioned in the vision documents. So in line with the objective of Vision Documents 2020, we propose, conceptualize this project and submit it to the ministry. And when we submitted this to the ministry said, why not we submit it for the entire northeastern state. And this is one of its kind. So it's a kind of conversion where handloom is already existing. And if we see the handloom, it is, we are recognized across the country because of the rich culture and traditions in the handloom and handicraft sector. So when we proposed this particular proposal to the ministry, the expert group was, they accepted with wholeheartedly that it's a very good proposal. But since it is the first of its kind in our ministry, and maybe in the northeastern state, is the first of its kind, the expert group said that why don't you start as a pilot project in Nagaland? And on the successful completions of that project, we will extend it the same thing across the northeastern state. So we are so grateful to the government of Nagaland for giving us the opportunity and to be the first in the northeastern state to initiate such programs in collaboration with the Department of Industry and Commerce, government of Nagaland. We are honored and grateful to the department for giving us hand-holding support and to get approval of the project. As we all know, any region is well known for the handloom and handicraft sector, and therefore the handloom and handicraft sector carries proudly the traditional beauty associated with our vibrant heritage. However, in the present time, with the advent of technology and tools, arises the need for resurgence, in particular the role of digital innovation in handloom and handicraft sector. The rich art, craft, and excellent design pattern by portray the artistic caliber and creative imaginations of the artisans. So, considering the importance of this handloom and handicraft sector in our state, a need was felt to enhance the productivity, diversity, and value addition in this handloom and handicraft sector to ensure their better acceptance in the market. Now, it was realized that this could be satisfactorily achieved by introducing artisans to innovative designs, production process, by leveraging technology, the existing technologies and tools in promoting the market tie-ups through a digital platform. So in order to achieve the objective of the project, the 5-pronged strategy that will be adopted is to develop appropriate process technologies that produce value-added products. And the second, quality accreditation, quality control, and technological upgradation. Strengthen packaging and delivery of products so that with increased shelf life and access to market, prospect of artisans and entrepreneurs are enhanced. Fourth strategy, develop marketing and distribution channels and languages. The fifth is create an overall conducive environment for entrepreneurial growth. Now, the various component of the project is, the first one is selections of the beneficiary registration. Now today this will be collected through our MIS portal, where this will become a repository for the state, where we have all the entire details about the artisans and the NGOs who are working in this area. And once we have a collection of the entire data with us, we have to identify the training based on their level of, maybe it can be their level of literacy or level of education. So we have a variety of courses. In the third step, we have a different skilling courses, design and product development, software-based motive development, entrepreneurship and soft skill development, marketing, branding, supply chain, logistics, quality checks, and control measures. Now, another fourth thing is we are creating a common facility centers where it will be equipped with the best and latest technology that will leverage with the handloom and handicraft areas. So that particular common facility center will be used by the artisans, by the entrepreneurs. There may be some entrepreneurs who are very good in designs, but they cannot afford to own a very expensive technological, equipments. So that we going to facilitate so that any entrepreneur can come and utilize these facilities. Now, for that, we are so grateful that department has also allocated a space in Dimapur. We are coming up one exchange center in Dimapur, that also in collaboration with the Department of Industry and Commerce, which we are going to launch maybe within 2 or 3 months, our Dimapur center. The fifth one is support services, where we have a cataloging services, packaging, branding, and digital marketing. We are creating an e-commerce platform, so whatever products that is created by the artisans will be marketed through our e-commerce platform. So this is a brief glance about the projects, and since we have a technical session in the we have one more session, I'm going to explain a brief detail in that technical session. Now, the project outcomes. Under this project, we intend to train 5,920 artisans in the different sectors. We have a variety of courses, around, we have identified around 13 or 14 courses. Depending on the needs and requirement of the artisans, we will be imparting skills and capacity building trainings. At the same time, to make awareness among the artisans and among the districts, we will be going, our resource team will be going and visiting each and every district to create awareness program about the, the product marketability digital platform that is available nowadays. So those awareness programs will also be created across the Nagaland. And we also have a major thing where we are intending to train 4,000 artisans in the digital literacy. Then we are also intend to conduct in the district headquarters, so that we will reach out to the masses and the participation will be more. So this is some of the outcomes of the expected outcomes in the project. Now, with the interventions of digital technology in this sector, it will not only revive and preserve the traditional cultural skill, but it will attract and motivate the youngsters to participate in the handloom and handicraft area. I am sure and confident that with the able leadership and guidance of our Honorable Advisor, our Commissioner, Secretary, and Director, the project will enable traditional artisans and rural entrepreneurs competitive and provide support for the long-term sustainability and economy of scale, and that e-commerce as a major marketing channel. Thank you so much.
Honorable Advisor, Industries and Commerce, Labor and Employment, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Shri Natiba, dignitaries on the dais, officers, colleagues, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure for me to be here today for the launch of the Digital Intervention Program and the release of the Digital Livelihood booklet, the Digital Literacy booklet, I believe. Yeah. So, as you can see, and as previous speakers have said, the Department of Industries and Commerce has had a very good, fruitful, and productive relationship with NILI. I know that this relationship goes back a few years, but lately we have been able to develop this relationship further. NILI has been helping the department as a startup incubator also, and we have also been lucky to have them for our various requirements in the IT field. We have been fortunate that they have set up one of their officers' training centers in Dimapur, and at the same time they have also set up a common facility center there. It's our hope that these facilities will enable not just our department, but also artisans and artists in India to enhance their, in Nagaland, to enhance their skills and be better informed about latest developments. Now this, the project that has been launched today. I believe it is the first in the Northeast, and we have high hopes for this because it involves not just computer-aided designing for our artisans, but it also involves 3D modeling for handicraft projects also. And I was told by the director that these facilities will be available not just for trainees, but also for interested entrepreneurs also. So I think this will be a very welcome boon for artists and artisans in the state. During the program highlights, the details of the project have been mentioned also by the director Neely, and we can see that they have made a very detailed project outline for this. But one or two things I would like to point out is that the project also envisages linkages for marketing and branding, and I would like to suggest that this is very crucial, especially for someone who is starting his business. If linkages can be developed and if they can be sustained with marketing forces, I think this is the one thing that any producer, be it agricultural producer, intellectual producer, or even a industrial producer, that is one thing that we are lacking: access to markets. So if this can be developed and sustained, I think it will be one of the biggest highlights of the program. Secondly, when the trainees and these entrepreneurs, they make use of your facilities, I would suggest that you should be careful with the designs or the projects that are saved in your computers, so that the intellectual property of the artist or artisan is recognized and protected also. And I hope that this project also highlights the importance of intellectual property, because this has become one of the burning issues at the present moment, and the Industries and Commerce Department had also highlighted this because of certain issues relating to clothing brands and clothing designers in mainland India who were arbitrarily using Naga motifs and symbols in their clothing ranges. And we have raised some protests, and a lot of groups have joined us in voicing this protest. We have also been asked to identify how to take steps to formalize the protection of intellectual property relating to traditional motifs. So that is one thing the department will, hopefully the department will also be taking up. It is still at the preliminary stage, and we are just doing some consultative talks at the moment. But it's very important, and I think this digital intervention will also have lay stress on this aspect, because we do not know who is stealing our design and for what purpose. So it's very important that these designs are protected. For example, a warrior's headgear being used on a lady's dress is not at all acceptable to us. But people do not respect these distinctions, and they will use it as they wish. So these kind of things comes with awareness of the intellectual property that is to be protected. And I think this will also go a long way in highlighting our traditional rights. So I would like to congratulate the director and other officers of NLTV here for taking this big step for successfully launching the project. I wish you all continued success, and I hope that the relationship with our department, between our two departments, it grows. I wish for a symbiotic relationship so that we can make each other grow, because we also have our requirements for training, and with you giving us the best facilities and the best training possible, our trainees and entrepreneurs will be greatly benefited. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson, for the time. Respected our Commission Secretary, the Director of Industries and Commerce, Director of NLTV, all the officials from these two departments, and all the participants gathered here this morning. It's indeed a very significant day for all of us, because we are all aware that we live in a very extraordinary times. And this is the moment where the importance of digital, this has become a part and parcel of our life, what has been already mentioned by the NLTV director in his speech. And we really appreciate this initiative is very timely, and then this is the much needed at this hour. We really appreciate the effort given by the Department of Industries and Commerce and NLTV for all your initiatives and bringing this a very successful one into a reality. Sometimes, despite all our initiatives, all our effort putting in, sometimes it doesn't get through. But it shows that there is so much dedication, commitment, and good that you have come up with some joint program that could convince the people in the ministry that you could receive the sanction for implementation of this project. So I congratulate the Department of this NLTV and the Department of Industries and Commerce. Well, this morning, after coming here, I was going around seeing through the facilities created in this center, and then it's quite impressive the way the forensic lab is operating and the way the medical lab is set up, and all the facilities created for the officers training centers, for the students, and the kind of a massive infrastructure that is in place. I think NLTV has gone beyond the definition of the conventional directorate building also, the kind of activities that you have. So the government of Nagaland has rightly named it as the Center of Excellence in IT sector, which the director himself mentioned. Well, like through this pandemic, we are all aware that it has created, given birth to a new situation, or in short, that has, put us all in a new situation. And there is a paradigm shift. There is a complete shift from our normal society to a new society that's called COVID society.
And what used to be in a normal society is no more applicable. And then due to this shift and due to this pandemic, it has seemingly, provide us with a quick glimpse on kind of the future digital world. Because all of a sudden, which we used to neglect, ignore, though we were aware that this will be, required and important in the future, but again, many things that we ignore. But all of a sudden, within short frame of time, that we become so, different. We have changed all our lifestyle, even the way the consumer behavior, the customer behavior has changed, and all of a sudden, everyone, going online. The way the officers also taking order in sometimes in WhatsApp, all these procedural changes, and also, we are more into what we call it home delivery, and the digital world, what will be more fully realized in the future. But within this short time, that has become so center of all human interaction. So this is the moment where whatever things that we are initiating, I think we have to work it out from this perspective, aligning with the current scenario. So the joint venture between this NLTV and this industry in commerce, this is, I reiterate, I say again that it is very timely. All these years, this government has been giving a lot of importance in this handloom and handicraft sector also. If going by the report, it was set up, this Nagaland Handloom Handicraft Corporation was set up in 1979. It's now 72 years running. And then through these corporations, we have been impacting a lot of families, a lot of artisans and weavers all over the state. And then this is managed by the board of directors. We have efficient officers in place. The corporation take the initiatives of distribution of raw materials to the registered weavers and artisans, the procurement of their finished product to keep on sale in our own emporium, craft bazaar, all this expo. A lot of initiatives are going on, and this has been, I don't know, the department will be in a better position to update about how far the progress has been made. But I'm quite pretty sure that it has brought, a lot of, advantages and to our economy also. And at this time, again, coming up with this initiative of the digital intervention, all that I can say is for any convergence kind of an initiative, I'm pretty sure that we are very clear about the target, both the departments. Clarity of target is very important, and based on which we have a commonly agreed programs. But again, what is more important is, rather than, quite often we start something beautifully, but again it gets stopped somewhere and we fail to get the desired result. So I encourage both the departments to make it very sustainable, upscaling successful initiative, and by bringing in the strengths of both the departments. And then it is very important that with that kind of an initiative, only then we can hit the target. So rather than, yes, the way that we launched today, it is impressive and it is well appreciated, but the end result is more important. And I know that the NLTV is also very clear about it. The director himself has made it very clear, already highlighted the target set, and I believe that through this initiative, there will be, value addition to already what the department is initiating these regular programs in the handloom and handicraft sectors. And as rightly mentioned by the director in the lead, that in the vision document 2022, the Northeast, which has been the vision of the then Prime Minister of India, and then the present Prime Minister of India also made it very clear that this initiative, he endorsed it in such a way to make it a very transparent and to ease of, doing businesses. And then I believe through the collaborative, this combined effort, I think we can open up many doors and windows, and then many more people will be attracted. And the rich, vibrant culture, the heritage, what we have, I think this will be, upgraded to greater heights. So I wish all the department all the best in all your initiatives. Thank you so much for this time.
Great honor and privilege to propose this vote of thanks on this memorable inaugural function of digital interventions on handloom and handicraft sector of livelihood and enhancement of artisans of the northeastern state. Let me begin by giving thanks to the Almighty God for turning our dreams into reality. First and foremost, the very presence of our Honorable Sir Sri Imnatiba, Advisor Industries and Commerce, Labor and Employment, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, for being part of us by sparing his precious time. Your presence is a reflection of the importance that is attached to the commitment to the citizens of Nagaland and Northeast at large. We are inspired by your gracious presence, sir. I would like to take this opportunity to express our hearty thanks to Sri Kekrivor Kevichusa, IPOS, Commissioner and Secretary to the Government of Nagaland Industries and Commerce. NLTV is fortunate to have you here with us. We would like to acknowledge you for strengthening the bond between NLTV and Industries and Commerce by joining our hands and working together for the welfare of the artisans and young entrepreneurs by rolling out this project and Startup Nagaland respectively. Sir, we look forward to work in collaboration with you in future so as to collectively contribute to the betterment of our society. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to Sir Sri K. Hokishe Asumi, Director Industries and Commerce, for taking keen interest in all the activities and making proper selection of the officers from their department and organization related to handloom and handicraft to participate in this workshop. And of course, this event would not have been possible if it weren't for the eager participations and cooperations of all the participants who are present here. Let us contribute and continue learning and strive for excellence. The key person behind this project is none other than Sri P.S. Parvara, Textile Consultant, and Dr. Dibyendu Datta, Associate Professor, National Institute of Fashion Technology, Kolkata. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our resource person for today's and the designer of this project. Since conceptualizing this project, for sharing their valuable knowledge for the people of Northeast and making it easy for rolling out the project. Sir, we indeed are very thankful to both of you and look forward to continuously work together, not just in this project, but many more in the near future. I would like to place a record of gratitude to Sri L. Lanuapam Director, without whose idea, help and guidance this program will not lead to a great success. We will anticipate your kind and selfless support in days to come. Special thanks also goes to the team leader, Ma'am Kenny Kure, Assistant Director, Industries and Commerce, for the continuous support rendered towards the Incubation Center and Startup Nagaland. Thank you, ma'am. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to medias, both print and electronics, Department of Information and Public Relations for giving an excellent coverage to carry out the message about digital interventions of handloom and handicraft. And even of this dimension cannot happen overnight. It requires meticulous planning and execution of an eye for detail. I have been fortunate enough to be backed up by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues, support staff who knows their responsibilities and result-oriented. I would like to thank everyone in person for the involvement they have shown and the willingness that they have expressed to pursue to completion of tasks beyond their comfort zone to make this program a grand success. Thank you and wish you all the best.